Now, this is something that this is some stuff that you'll have to write, that you will have to address. This is not just stuff you need to understand. Your VSL lives on a web page, okay? That web page has a lot of real estate that you can do stuff with. And the web programmer can pretty much make the web page look like anything you want it to look like. He can make things appear at certain times in your script and disappear at other times in your script. Like, for example, the order buttons. The title of your presentation, of your video, can be above the video window. Okay? There's just a lot of things you can do with this. Present your title and subtitle, reinforce points made on the video. Now, a lot of times I'll do my web page with the video off to one side, so then I could drop in bullet copy to reinforce points that the spokesperson is making to the right, to the viewer's right of the video window. That's very effective. You can make charts appear and disappear. One of the very handy things, I tell you it'll panic you if it happens, but let's say you have a video sales page and it's tied to some topical event in the news, and that thing changes. Like, for example, let's say it's all tied to Federal Reserve money printing, and Bernanke stands up one day and says, we're not going to print any more money. Well, what in the hell are you going to do? You're sitting there with your face hanging out with a video that says all this stuff's going to happen, right? So you can't reproduce your video, you know, and have it back up this afternoon. It generally takes some time to do those edits. So what do? Well, you know, you could simply have some kind of a banner below, above, or next to the video window that addresses that news. Sometimes you'll have a video and there'll be a price change or a new deadline, and it's not in the actual script. Either you forgot to add it, or the old information was, you know, no longer accurate, so it was edited out. Well, you can put the new information about the new deadline, have it pop up whenever you want to, pretty much wherever you want to on that page. So that real estate can be really valuable for you. You're only limited by your own creativity here. You know, as you're watching your video, you're thinking, what would really drive this home? What would make this better? You know, what would help my spokesman make his point with more impact? And so, you know, use this space for that. Now, here's the American Apocalypse webpage. It's very simple, and we use this, the space below the video window and the space to the right of the video window, in various iterations of this, to drop in bullet copy. Okay. Financial Doomsday, same kind of thing. And I'm showing a blank page here, but you see the title above the window. The order button showed up directly below it. And also directly below it, we would have subtitles that essentially reinforced what Martin was saying in this case. You communicate this to the web guys with your script, okay? So this is an actual script. 6 most important wealth-building principles John Templeton taught me. You see the highlighted area there. We highlight instructions to the web group in yellow in the script. In this case, it's put this banner or this headline above the window. See how easy this is? You don't have to worry about audio and video columns and all that kind of stuff. You write the audio because your audio is your video, all right? But then you have to tell them what additional you want added to the frame. In this case, it's a banner below the window. Now notice how we did this. He gives a feature of the service. As a member of All Weather Investor, you'll see buy and sell. Every buy and sell signal I publish, send instantly to your cell phone, mobile device, and computer. Okay, that's a feature of the service. Then the benefit, wherever you are, my trading alerts will find you. You never have to worry about missing a trade. Now, as he's saying that, we get the banner below the window that basically reinforces that point. You're never chained to a computer. You're free to live your life. Okay, and that same kind of thing is repeated throughout this page. So you have that opportunity, and this is how you call it out. It's very simple. You can tell them where in the script to insert the order buttons, as we said before. I just want to point this out. We tested this, and it just works so much better than just having simple order buttons. You know, I told you can't assume the prospect even has a brain sometimes, you know, let alone that he'll know where he has to click, right? So we get big ol' arrows pointing at the order buttons, you know, and I click this button before, you know, and the toll-free number. It's very important to keep that with your order buttons. This worked gangbusters for us. Instead of just having a standalone video page, okay, we had a mini site that we created for this service. Now again, this is the one where we did over $4 million in less than 2 months. the mini site, you can see the icons along the bottom. This is the home page. When you first go to the site, this video starts playing. Okay? Again, this is a simulated conference call or a private call between Martin and Doug, right? You were invited to listen in, to eavesdrop on this call. This is audio, but augmented with charts. So as he's talking about his performance and so forth, you get the visual. Then you've got the performance tab. Took you to this page. This is one page. I just had to do it this way so you could see it all. But we have copy talking about how the service performs, along with charts showing what the actual performance is. Then we have a bio page, which is basically Douglas Davenport's background and history. So you see what's happening here? You're watching the video and you want more information about performance or about his bio and so forth. And you can click around. This site was good. We drove traffic directly to it, but also customer service had the URL. So if somebody called up and asked them any question at all, they would get that person on this site and walk them through it to answer every question they had about the service. This is your order page. This is only the top of it. It goes on and on and on with all the benefits that you get as a member of this service. And we'll talk more about order pages later, but this was part of the site. Normally, if you were going to buy, you just went to a straight shopping cart. But on the site, we wrote a classical positive acceptance statement and response device for the service. This is very much like what you would write in direct mail. Yes, Doug, okay, and then the affirmative statement, I want to blank, you know, in this case, protect and grow my wealth. And then the I understand language, this is the contract between the new customer and the service. You can just see here, the guarantee comes next. Now we have a double guarantee. We have a low price guarantee that as long as you're a member of the service, you'll never pay more than this small amount, which is something you might consider for your product if it applies. And then we have, instead of using buttons on this page, we use links. I think the buttons sometimes just get in the way of themselves. They're big, clunky, ugly things. So on this one, we went just with very clean looking links. You click the appropriate link there and then you go to the shopping cart. Okay, I mentioned this before, but again, where the money is in all of this for you is as a writer, okay? Now, there's some people that just love to do the video, and there's nothing wrong with it. You enjoy doing it, bless you, great, wonderful. But charge for it, you know, and charge handsomely for it. You have the potential to spend 3 or 4 days writing a video sales letter and collecting 6 figures for that one letter. If you hit the right client, you write a good letter, you can do that. I mean, we were talking about the guy that's getting 7% of gross on a video sales letter. I mean, he'll probably make 6 figures on that if his letter is good, and I think it will be. So, you know, that's where you make your money. So major in majors, not in minors. If you're looking for optimum income, maximum income, write a video sales letter, get it up there, and then move on to the next one. Let somebody else worry about the actual production and those things. However, I do ask, because it does affect my income, I do ask, as I said before, that I get a transcript of the final recording so I can make cuts. And I also get a copy of the recording so I can listen to it to see if there's anything glaring in there that is uncomfortable or that might hurt viewership. All right, that was it. Short one. Look, guys, you know what we were talking about, and this is just the perfect time for you to get into this. What we were talking about in the very first session today, when we were talking about how video sales letters are really sweeping across the web right now, right? You're going to be crawling right now while the technology is still crawling. By the time it's heated up, you will be seasoned VSL writers, producers, and you'll be ready to take full advantage of it when you know, this explosion continues. We're going to be in a place in a couple of years where pretty much everything is sold with VSLs. Yes?
Talking about technology crawling, do you have any thoughts or comments on services like Kajabi or done for you, where you just basically produce your content, put it up there, and they take care of all the architecture and the web buttons? And
yeah, I haven't used them because we have our own web department. Has anyone else used them? Yeah? You have? Do you like them?
So yeah, I've used Kajabi quite a bit, and what's nice is that they have pre-designed templates that work pretty well if you just want to get your stuff up on the web and get things going. Kajabi does work really well, and they have pretty good support, and we've had a couple of membership sites for a couple of years with those guys. So yeah, I recommend it if you don't have the tech skills, but you got a product you want to launch or you're doing it for a client, it's a decent way to go. The other thing to look at too is Optimize Press. It's a WordPress theme. Sure, Kajabi, Kajabi. And Optimize Press is basically pre-designed web pages for setting up sales funnels.
Yes, Calvin.
My question was about testing, and you've already answered a little bit of it, but do you also have any tests that you've done about timing that different buttons pop up, or whether you flash something above the video frame or below the video frame?
The only test that we really did along those lines was when the order buttons appear, and it was the result I mentioned earlier, where we moved it up considerably in the script and got an 86% lift. So the other stuff is kind of more intuitive, and you know what? I'm a big believer in test things that matter, you know. And I don't think the timing of a headline or a banner or that kind of thing is really going to matter that much, you know, when it shows up, when it goes away. But when the order buttons appear, that's a big deal. So.